Hey petrolheads, I truly believe that 2000s were the greatest decade for an automotive industry. And of course I understand that this is a very controversial statement. I personally also have a very mixed feeling about this period, because on the one hand we had a lot of exciting cars produced. However, on the other hand, we had a bio design that ruined a lot. And the great example here would be Mercedes-Benz S-Class of W220 generation, because it was a revolutionary car for Mercedes-Benz. However, its design still looks very strange. Of course, there should be some fans of its design, but I have never met such people. But if we don't discuss design, then W220 generation of S-Class was the car that was step ahead of everything that were produced before it. For example, the air suspension in premium and luxury cars became a must after S-Class of W220 generation. And yes, it wasn't reliable as the whole car. However, it's always a pay for the new technologies and development. When something was invented or at least became a very widespread technology, it can't be reliable from the start. However, nowadays we don't have any questions regarding the cars with air suspension. For us, it's just a must in premium cars. However, when we think about this generation of S-Class nowadays, we think about its being unreliable and also about the strange design. And yes, about design, it's completely true. Cars from 90s were great. They were great looking. This bio design turn was a bad idea because these cars would never become a classic, as I said. And the next generations in 2010s were much better in design. And that's applicable to a lot of cars. However, I think W220 was a great example right here. But continuing about technologies, just remember how many cars there were made with an exclusive engine for only one model. For example, Audi Q7 with V12 turbo diesel engine. It's a masterpiece. There were no such car before or after. The idea of installing a V12 diesel engine into an SUV, into a family car, maybe was useless, but it was extremely cool. And even this unique engine, maybe, I don't know, 5% of cars or even 2% of cars were sold with it. In Volkswagen Touareg they made a different engine, V10 turbo diesel. Also extremely unbelievable. I mean, Touareg with V10 5-liter engine, what for? But at that time car manufacturers tried to impress you not only with a new screen or a new safety system, but with a good technology, with a good engine that you can be proud of. And that was an era of car enthusiasts. In the competition of extremely fast saloon German cars, we had V10 M5 of E60 generation. Also in Audi RS6 we had a V10 as well, and also in Audi S8. These crazy engines were newly developed only for 1 or 2 models, and that's insane because nowadays we have in BMW M5 the same V8 with difference in horsepower with some technologies, but still we have the same engine for 10 or 15 years already. It is even impossible to imagine nowadays that a new car would be presented with exclusive new engine only for this and several models of this car, not for the full range of the cars. In 2000s you could get a hot hatchback from almost any brand, but what hot hatchbacks we had? Because it wasn't just a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine boosted to 300 horsepower. No, we had a VR6 in Golf. Also, we had a V6 Clio. It was an amazing car, they are collectibles right now. It is just impossible to imagine nowadays that Peugeot would present one of the best in case of handling front-wheel drive on the market and maybe in the history, which was a Peugeot RCZ. It was made out of very standard parts. It used a Prince engine which was widespread among all Peugeot cars, but it was a really exclusive car. And also we should keep in mind the variety of the brand's model range, because nowadays on the many markets that are not the main for the brand, you could get something like 5 models of Toyota, something like 4 models of Honda, and that's it. There is no fun to drive car, exciting cars from these brands on the many markets. Of course, in Japan, for example, it could be a variety of cars, but they would be almost the same, I would say. But there were so many unique cars, unique in design, and I truly believe that that was a great time. And talking about the financial part of this decade, of course it wasn't extremely successful. You cannot be successful making an exclusive engine for exclusive car and selling it like 10,000 units. It wouldn't be a successful financial decision. However, on the one hand, you had a great club of fans of these cars. You made a lot for the image of the brand making these cars. And on the other hand, you had a great variety, a great choice. And here you can figure out what would be extremely popular. And they found it. They found SUVs and started to produce it from everything they had. And that's a disappointing result of one of the best, at least one of the best decades in the automotive history. And maybe after some years, when all these strange strategies of all-electric future would fail, and I believe they would, then we would have a new, interesting and exciting decade of experiments. And as for now, we can always buy a car from 2000s, which would be exciting, very fun to drive, but extremely expensive in maintaining and hard to maintain. But still, it would give us some emotions, and that's what really matters for real car enthusiasts. Thank you for watching. Your like would support channel a lot. Subscribe for more and welcome to our community. And please write in comments what do you think about 2000s and nowadays. Thank you, see you soon. Alright, now if you click one of these two videos, I hope you will enjoy them as well.